Hello everybody, welcome to this new session of academic support with your teacher Tariq Fadil. In this class, we are going to review the vocabulary and functions of Unit 6 and 7. So we are going to go over sports and hobbies vocabulary, health vocabulary, giving advice, and reflexive pronouns. Remember, you will need your pen, your notebook, and write down any question for your teacher after you finish watching this video. Remember again, you can pause the video, rewind, and watch it as many times as you like. First, we are going to start with hobbies and sports. Now, look at the pictures and guess what sports or hobbies they are. Remember to pause the video, give your answers, and play again to see the answers. Now, the first picture represents reading. So that is reading. Next, so can you guess? So that is hiking. Hiking. So you can see mountains there. Next picture. So that is of course playing video games. Now the fourth one that represents swimming. Next one, that is cycling. The following picture stands for drawing. Now the next one is skateboarding, and the last one is traveling. Traveling. Now you're going to say which of these are sports and which are hobbies. Remember to pause the video again, rewind, and you play again to see the answers. Now, let's see the answers for sports. So the first sport here is swimming. Then we have hiking. Then comes skateboarding. And at the end, there is cycling. Now for hobbies, we have reading. Then playing video games. Then drawing. And the last one is traveling. Now, we are going to move on to the next activity. Now, I want you to name a sport or a hobby which you advise your friends to try. And you say why, of course. You can choose one of these that you have on the screen or any one that you like. Now, let's see some examples that we can use as answers to this question. So, for example, you can say, I advise my friends to try skateboarding because it is so funny and it activates my energy. So this is one example of giving advice. Another example, if I were in my friend's shoes, that is, if I were in their position, I would try to read more because reading improves my mental skills, reduces stress, and provides me with more knowledge. Now, we are going to move on to health. So here, you are going to watch a short animation and you answer the questions that follow. Now, you answer the following questions. What is the main idea of the video? How does coronavirus move from one person to another? What are the symptoms of COVID-19? And the last question, according to the video, what is the best cure for this pandemic? Now, let's have a look at the answers. So, question number 1. What is the main idea of the video? So, for example, we can say that the video tells how coronavirus is dangerous and how it can spread easily. It also tells how prevention is better than cure. Now, the second question, how does coronavirus move from one person to another? So the answer is simply people get infected with the virus by shaking hands, touching objects which hold the virus, etc. Now, what are the symptoms of COVID-19 or coronavirus? So some of the symptoms of the virus are coughing, high fever, and a difficulty in breathing. Now the last question, what is the best cure for this pandemic? So the best cure here is prevention. That is, people should stay at home and avoid crowded places. Besides, they shouldn't shake hands or touch their faces. Also, they ought to wash their hands with soap repeatedly. Now, let's have some review of reflexive pronouns. In this exercise, you're going to complete the sentences with the correct reflexive pronouns. Now that you have answered, we are going to start correction. Now the first one, I cut myself with a knife. I cut myself with a knife. Number two, why don't you introduce yourselves? So we have three people here who are going to introduce themselves. So we are going to use the plural form of reflexive pronouns. So why don't you introduce yourselves? 3. She admires herself in the mirror. 4. Andy is in prison, but he has to blame himself. He is a murderer. Next, we grow our vegetables by ourselves. And you remember, by plus a reflexive pronoun means alone. Next, I made the cookies by myself. Next, she doesn't go to the hairdresser. She styles her hair by herself. They are painting their house by themselves. He is building his house by himself. Sometimes I like traveling by myself. The next one, he is raising his son by himself. Next, the cat cleans itself with its tongue. The cat cleans itself with its tongue. Next, we enjoyed ourselves at the party. Next one, Tim likes walking the dog by himself. Next, children, if you want more coffee, help yourself. And the last one, the baby is too small to eat by itself. Thank you very much. We've come to an end. I hope you're getting along with your quarantine. Stay at home and see you in another class.